Why Bitcoin is the most important monetary innovation of the past 3,000 years, and why I believe that it's worth $500,000. Welcome back to the Bitcoin Layer. In 2021, I published Layered Money from Gold and Dollars to Bitcoin and Central Bank Digital Currencies. In my book, I tried to demonstrate why Bitcoin is a once-in-a-millennium type of innovation. Now, if you don't have time to read or listen to the book, I'm going to try to explain it in under 15 minutes for you here today. The big idea of layered money is that Bitcoin is as important as the first gold coin. Almost 3,000 years ago, we had the first gold coins, but what problem did this fix? Before we had gold coins, lots of different cultures used gold. But how did they trade with each other? They would trade using jewelry, bars, nuggets, other various forms of gold, but they didn't have a standardized way to transact. Coins gave societies a unified, standardized measure of gold with which to transact. Now, it might seem like a really simple innovation, but going from a system of trading gold jewelry to a system of trading gold coins actually made economies work in a much smoother way. Now, let's fast forward almost 2,000 years, and we can introduce the concept of layered money. Now, let's take a look at this balance sheet that you have on your screen. On the left are assets, on the right are liabilities. This is a standard accounting balance sheet, and what people are used to looking at when thinking about accounting. With layered money, I have chosen to take this same assets and liabilities T-chart and make it instead into a layered pyramid. Now we can see here that gold and silver coins, instead of being on the asset side of the balance sheet, are on the first layer of money. The issuer is the Medici family in this example, and on the second layer of money are the bills of exchange that they issue as promises to pay gold and silver coins. Now, looking back at the accounting T-chart, we can see that the gold and silver coins are on the asset side and the bills of exchange are on the liability side. This means that the liability of the Medici family is a second layer money in this layered money framework. In the 16th century in Antwerp, with the first money market, we see the first traces of paper cash. So you can see in this layered money pyramid that Antwerp bankers would hold gold and silver coins on their balance sheet as their assets, and they would issue notes, which were pieces of paper that said, I, Antwerp banker, promise to pay the bearer of this certificate a gold or silver coin on demand. And in this way, second layer money, or notes, paper cash, started to become money in the eyes of the public, even though it wasn't the first layer money gold and silver coin. It was simply a promise to pay. In the 17th century, we had the first central bank, the Bank of Amsterdam. Now, the Bank of Amsterdam took gold onto its balance sheet and issued deposits. And for the first time ever, we had a government get involved in the issuance of second layer money and the control of first layer money. The next central bank that we focus on in the book is the Bank of England. And we introduce finally the three-layered money system that we have today still with us. On the first layer, gold was alongside UK government bonds. Now, for the first time ever, the government used its own central bank to finance its war effort. And in this way, government bonds and gold both existed on the first layer of money. The central bank, the Bank of England, would then issue paper cash, notes, and deposits to the banking system. The banking system would then take these deposits and issue commercial deposits to the public. Now, this is important because your money that you hold today in your checking account is also on the third layer of money, much like the commercial banking deposits of England during the 17th and 18th centuries. You can see here on the third layer of money, deposits are issued by the private sector banks. The private sector banks use Federal Reserve balances as their assets, and reserve balances exist on the second layer of money. What exists on the first layer of money in our United States dollar monetary system? Only government debt, U.S. Treasuries. U.S. Treasuries are considered the only first layer of money in the U.S. dollar system today, because all other forms of dollars are some form of banking liability. It means the bank owes it to you, just like your deposit. Now we arrive at Bitcoin. So on which layer of money does Bitcoin exist? It's a commodity, and much like gold, it exists as its own first layer money. Bitcoin is nobody's liability. There is no issuer. There is no company. There is no foundation. And most importantly, Bitcoin cannot be lent into existence like dollar deposits can. How does Bitcoin accomplish this? Bitcoin has a provably scarce algorithmic supply schedule that has never changed in 14 years. How is it possible that it hasn't changed in 14 years? Because the game theory and the mining economics of Bitcoin ensure this system that keeps everybody playing by the rules. We see the first examples of Bitcoin layered money when the first cryptocurrency exchanges started. Bitcoin was held by these cryptocurrency exchanges, and they issued Bitcoin deposits, or the balance that you see on your screen, as a second layer of Bitcoin, having full 100% counterparty exposure and default risk of the customer to the exchange. Only when the customer withdraws the Bitcoin to his or her own wallet is the Bitcoin finally first layer Bitcoin and in the custody of the person. Now, all this is why Bitcoin is truly a monetary innovation. Bitcoin can't be compared to any other cryptocurrency because it has no center, much like all other cryptocurrencies have some form of center, some form of foundation or company at the center of it. Bitcoin can't be compared to the dollar because it can't be lent into existence, just like banks lend dollars in the form of deposits into existence. Bitcoin can only be compared to gold, and that is why I believe Bitcoin will eventually surpass gold in total market value. Today, the total amount of gold above ground is worth just above $10 trillion. If Bitcoin were to eventually reach a $10 trillion market cap, that would put each Bitcoin at approximately $500,000. Thanks for sticking with me today at the Bitcoin Layer. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and we'll see you next time. I want to thank my sponsors, Zebedee and Voltage. I'm really excited about partnering with Zebedee. They are building what I believe is a really important user experience for people that are onboarding to the Lightning Network. Now, Zebedee is a company focused on the gaming industry, so how does that fit in with global macro? Well, you guys know how much I believe in the Lightning Network, and I believe that what Zebedee is doing is it's introducing the Lightning Network to people in a way that makes them understand why instantly transacting Bitcoin is so important. So check out our Lightning address, the Bitcoin Layer, at zebedee.gg. Go download their new wallet for a great first Lightning Network wallet and get your own Lightning Network address. I'm proud to have Voltage as the sponsor of my Substack. Voltage is powering businesses to be able to run their own nodes, both Bitcoin and Lightning Network. I'm really excited about working with Voltage because I believe they are powering some of the most important businesses in the Lightning Network ecosystem already. Go check them out.